Hello, I'm Stephanie Burke, and I'm the manager of the Liberty Bell Museum. And if this is the Liberty Bell Museum, well, then this is the Liberty Bell. Kinda, sort of. This, of course, isn't the real Liberty Bell, but it is an exact replica. This is Pennsylvania's official state replica of the Liberty Bell. Every state has one. This is one of 55 bells that was commissioned by the U.S. Treasury Department in 1950, at the beginning of the Korean War. They were selling savings bonds with them. During the summer of 1950, they had a huge bond drive, and they had a bell made for every U.S. state and territory. At the end of the bond drive in July of 1950, they gave the bells to every state and territory that had used them. This is the bell that was given to Pennsylvania, and it is an exact replica of the Liberty Bell in every aspect, except for one. Our crack is painted on. Fortunately, our bell is not actually cracked, so we can ring it, which we will do shortly. Now, this bell, just like the original, weighs 2,080 pounds. That's about the size of a small car or a small elephant. But of course, you can't ring an elephant, because elephants don't have clappers. The clapper is that piece of metal that is under the bell. That is what makes the noise when the bell rings. The bell is made out of bronze, which is a mixture of copper and tin. It's 70% copper, 25% tin, and 5% trace elements. And on it, it says, "Proclaim liberty throughout all the land unto all the inhabitants thereof," which is a quote from the Bible, the book of Leviticus, chapter 25, verse 10. It also says, "By the order of the Assembly of the Province of Pennsylvania for the State House in Philadelphia." It was made by John Pass and John Stowe in Philadelphia in the year MDCCLIII. For those of you who don't speak Roman numerals, that is 1753. Yeah. There are several different ways to ring the bell. The first way we ring it is with a rubber mallet, like so. As you can hear, the tone changes depending on where you ring it. And you'll be able to hear it for quite some time. Now that, of course, is not the traditional way to ring the bell. The traditional way to ring the bell is to involve the clapper. And what most people do to ring the bell would be to pull this rope. Now, I can actually pull the rope, and the bell will start to swing. But if I pulled it all the way and truly rang the bell like this, well, let's just say that this bell has a range of at least 20 miles. And if we rang this bell full out, people would be able to hear the bell 20 miles away, which is, in this case, just over the border of the Delaware River into New Jersey. So if I rang this bell full out, people would be able to hear it in New Jersey. Now, instead of doing it that way, we use this. Now, this is a very simple machine. It's a metal hoop on a wooden stick. And this is how we use it. This way we control the volume. I just took the loop around the clapper of the bell, and I pull. I'm going to do it very gently at first. Now we'll do it a little louder. And I really didn't use much force in that, so I think you can get an idea of how loud it would truly be if we pulled the rope. Now, the reason Pennsylvania's bell is here instead of in Harrisburg, the state capital, which is where the vast majority of the state bells are, And if you want to know where the bell is in your state, you can easily look it up online. Is because during the American Revolution, the original bell and the 10 largest church bells in Philadelphia were hidden here in the basement of Zion's Church. Well, actually, it wasn't a proper basement, it was a crawl space under floorboards. This is what Zion's Church looked like in 1777 when the bells were hidden here. What they did was they were hidden in this space under the steps. They came into the sanctuary, pulled up the floorboards, and there was a drop of 5 or 6 feet between the floor and the ground. That is the space the bells went into. They lowered the bells down into there using poles, ropes, and pulleys. 18th century engineering at its finest. And they lowered the bells down into that space, put the floorboards back, and no one knew the bells were there. And they stayed there for 9 months with no one being the wiser except the people who put them there. And of course, hearing the bell is fun, but when the museum opens in the future, there's nothing like coming and ringing it yourself.